Hey folks, JD here, and today for the final thoughts video I'm going to do this a little bit differently. We're going to look over the footage and look over the quad, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I thought rather than you just looking at a table with a quadcopter sitting on it. So this is my final thoughts of the Wing God. And first of all, my first impressions were that when I took it out of the box, I thought it was quite strange that this had a name such as the Wing God. It just gives, well, I think it gives the impression that this is going to be the best flying quad. They've called it a god, you know, the overarching power. And I just got that impression. Now, when it came to its flight, I wasn't disappointed. It's a very, very nice beginner brushed quadcopter. It flies very nicely. Now, there are a couple of things I want to back this up with. First of all, if you're flying on a day like I had when I originally flew this, which was winds of up to 4 miles an hour if I remember correctly, then you're not going to have any problems, I don't think. I didn't come into any issues. Where you're going to find issues is if you fly this in winds higher than 5 or 6 miles an hour. The quad, even in its fastest speed mode, can't cut through the breezes. It's those, and that's the thing. It is down to the brushed motors, but it's also down to its body shape as well. Now, we have seen brushed motors, and I've even flown brushed motors in winds of 10, 11 miles an hour, speed mode 3, and I haven't had any issues where I thought, you know what, I'm going to have to pull this down. This quad, in any sort of breeze higher than 5 or 6 miles an hour, you are going to have issues, because I certainly have had issues, and the three or four flights that I've totally completed with this quad to date. Now, that being said, it's very easy to fly. You've got to be, you have just got to have your wits about you, same as any quadcopter when you fly. Okay, so if we get onto the camera. So the camera, I like the video. I got to be honest, I liked it. It had a bit of definition to it, had a bit of colour. You could see the different colours in the grass. It brought out the different colours really nicely. At least I did think it was probably one of the better toy grade quadcopter cameras that we've seen in the past few months. Probably not the best, nowhere near it, but at the same time it is a very, very good toy grade quadcopter camera. Now, the angle of movement is good. You have about 135 degree angle from being, not totally straight up, but quite high up, probably about 20 degrees further than its normal flat sitting, and then about 90 degrees underneath it, so you can see directly underneath. You have got another camera underneath it as well. To be honest, that's just more of a gimmicky thing. It's not really something that you could use in practice, because the quality of that is just terrible. Now, as we travel across the quadcopter, across its back, we come to the battery, and this is, again, another downside. The battery life isn't the best. It was rated at 14 minutes. On the 3 or 4 times I've flown this, I've got 10, 11 minutes. That's it. No more. Now, okay, it's only had up to 4 cycles of the battery, but still, I would still like to see this a little bit longer lasting. This is going, I feel, for the price of this quad, I feel this is going back a few years, and you certainly don't want to do that at a time when we are having all these 5G Wi-Fi compatible quadcopters, and I don't know why, we just are, rather than 5.8 gigahertz. One thing I'm enjoying the longer battery life, which is another reason I love the SGRC F11 so much, is because you get 20-25 miles an hour, 20 to 25 minutes of battery life. That appeals to me greatly, especially with the 3 battery kit. Really does last you a long time. With this and the 3 batteries, then I'm looking at 25 to 30 minutes tops from those 3 batteries. Now, that's still not fantastic. I'd like to see that actually giving you a lot more than that. Another plus point, I like the fact that it had an SD card and the SD writer works. No problems with that. Overall, the weight is nice. It's under 250 grams, so it should be quite a nice competitive drone. But at the same time, this is the main kicker. It's the price. £111 I paid for it. With the 3 batteries. Now, that in itself I think is too expensive for this quad. I would like to have seen this quad go for £85 with 3 batteries, and then I think I'm at the top limit of what I would have considered to be not cheap but more reasonable for a quadcopter with these specifications. The camera is good, but it's still nowhere near what I would class as passable for any sort of amateur videography or amateur learning to get into the videography droning world. As for and again with the battery life, it's just something that I think the quadcopter is lacking. Now, it's a great beginner quad. It is. I like it, but I still think it's too expensive. I can't get away from that price. I can't wholeheartedly turn around and say this is 100% fantastic. The price is too high for what it is. It's a brushed quad. It's a good bit of fun. It's great for beginners. It flies really well in under 5 mile an hour winds. The battery life is only 10 minutes. 11 minutes maximum once you've flown it a few times. The SD writer works really, really well. The quality of the camera from a video perspective when it's recording flat out at 2K is good, and the 4K, which is not 4K photos, are again good but not the best. But it is getting better. The lenses do pick up a lot more than what they used to. As for the brush motors, no problem, they were all nice and cool. So all in all, I like it. I'm going to be flying it a bit more. I'm going to be pushing it and seeing exactly what it is capable of. And of course, as usual, I will dial back and I'll let you know. And I may even pop in a couple of other videos in there as well, just to show you it, just to show you how it's going. Alright, my friends, well, those are my thoughts and my feelings on the Wing God. I really wish they wouldn't have used that name. Right, okay, I think I'm going to call that a day there. Thanks ever so much for watching and listening, my friends. I've been JD, you've been fantastic as always. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe and ring that bell too. Hello and welcome to all the new subscribers. I hope you enjoy the channel. So until next time, my friends, happy flying.